JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, gun seized, man arrested in Clarendon. The police are reporting that an illegal gun was seized from a man who arose the suspicion of officers following an operation along Trenton Road, Maypen, Clarendon on Wednesday. Reports are that about 6 p.m., the man whose identity has been withheld pending further investigations was seen walking along the roadway in a suspicious manner. The police said he was accosted and searched, and a Glock pistol fitted with a magazine containing 5.40 cartridges was removed from a bag he had around his neck. 15-year-old boy wanted for shooting 3 people, 2 fatally arrested. A 15-year-old boy wanted for the murder of a couple and the injury of a man in Westmoreland last month has been arrested. The teen was accosted during a police operation on Ricketts Street in Savlamar in the parish today. Charges are expected to be laid against him. The 3 victims were attacked in a home invasion on July 13. The police report that shortly after 3 a.m., armed men broke into the premises and opened gunfire, hitting 19-year-old Kristen Brooks of Truro District from Westmoreland and 22-year-old Anthony Godfrey, otherwise called Tanso, of Hudson Street in the parish, and another man while they were sleeping. They were taken to hospital, where Brooks and Godfrey were pronounced dead, and the other man was admitted in stable condition. Fraser-Pryce clocks 10.60 in win over Thompson-Herah. World champion and Olympic Games silver medalist Shelley Fraser-Pryce won a personal best 10.60 seconds in an upset win over Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah in the women's 100 meters at the Diamond League meeting in Lausanne, Switzerland on Thursday. It was just the 3rd victory for Fraser-Pryce over Thompson-Herah in the 100 meters, doing so while setting a new meeting record, beating the 10.70 seconds set in 1998 by American Marion Jones. It was yet another 1-2-3 finish by the Jamaicans. Thompson-Herah, whose 8th race winning streak dating back to July 3 was snapped, finished second in 10.64 seconds, and Olympic bronze medalist Shericka Jackson was 3rd in 10.92 seconds. NAJ boss cites breakdown in communication between union and the nurses in Sikout. President of the Nurses Association of Jamaica, Patsy Edwards-Henry, says an apparent breakdown in communication between the union and its members could have helped fuel Wednesday's Sikout, which saw nurses not reporting for duty at 4 hospitals in their numbers. There are a lot of disgruntled nurses out there. A lot of them are members of the association. Many of them are not an integral part of the association. So a lot of them do not know the plans and what we have planned, and there seems to be a breakdown in communication with the association and the membership. But the NAJ continues to lobby for the welfare of its members, Edwards-Henry said on Wednesday evening. In the meantime, following meetings between the Executive and Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, on Wednesday, nurses were expected to return to work Thursday morning, paving the way for negotiations to continue. However, speaking briefly on Thursday, Edwards-Henry said she could not say how many of the nurses who took action had actually returned to work. I'm still gathering data. The rain has impacted, so I can't give you complete information as it relates to that right now. I don't know where that 375 figure came from. I didn't get that figure. I know that some nurses from 4 institutions were out, she said. I got reports that some nurses are still out because of the rain and some nurses are genuinely sick, the NAJ president said. On Wednesday morning, which marked the end of 3 days of a national lockdown, nurses at several hospitals, including the Cornwall Regional in St. James, Mandeville Regional in Manchester, the University Hospital of the West Indies in St. Andrew, and St. Anne's Bay, were absent from duty, up in arms over their meager salaries and poor working conditions, the NAJ said. Nearly 30%, or 375, of the 1,335 nurses who had been expected to turn up for work Wednesday called in sick or were absent, according to Tufton. The health minister and the association were slated to continue discussions today. $50 million support for banana and plantain farmers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries will be providing immediate support of $50 million in input relief through the Banana Board to banana and plantain farmers in Portland and St. Mary. This announcement was made by Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Floyd Green at a virtual media briefing held at the ministry's Hope Gardens offices on Wednesday. We have to get that sector back up and running as quickly as possible. We were on a growth trajectory. In fact, our production numbers of bananas have increased Our production numbers of planting increased by 25%, and importantly, our export numbers of banana have gone up significantly, Green said. According to the ministry, the plantain and banana farmers in the eastern part of the country were among the worst affected by Tropical Storm Grace on August 17, resulting in a 29% loss to the industries. Noting that the total loss of the industries is about $300 million, Green emphasized the urgent need to help the farmers to get back into production. St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary were among the 5 hardest hit parishes, with preliminary estimates of losses amounting to over $500 million. COVID ripping through workforce, virus claiming more and more young people. The dangerous COVID-19 virus has been claiming the lives of several young people in Jamaica, data from the Ministry of Health and Wellness reveal. As of Tuesday, 189 persons under the age of 50 have died from the disease, which was believed to be harsher on older persons with underlying illness. The 40 to 49 age group accounts for 111 of the deaths, the latest casualties being a 49-year-old male from St. Anne and a 49-year-old male from Manchester. The data also show that 53 deaths have occurred in the 30 to 39 age group. Dr. Lekim Samaj, CEO of the Job Bank, noted that a lot of persons who are in their productive years are being impacted by the virus. Initially, we have the position on older people who are the individuals who are largely susceptible, but now, all across the world, the numbers are trending lower and lower. In terms of the workforce, it has now been impacted because early in the game, we really recommended that persons over a certain age stay home, stay away from heavy traffic areas, Samaj said. The discussion has been clear for the past year in Jamaica about 60 years and over, and each time they give the warning, they recommend that people 60 and over with underlying conditions should be more careful, Samaj said. He reasoned that with the Delta variant causing rapid spread and leading to more severe outcomes in patients, attention has to be placed on the effect of the virus on younger people in the population. The psychologist and human resource specialist said areas such as public transportation are breeding grounds for the virus. It is not surprising that we are seeing more of the people in the working age of the population in the workforce being impacted by COVID-19, Samaj said. A staggering 1,417 persons have died in Jamaica from COVID-19 since the pandemic was confirmed locally last year, March. Some 15 deaths, which the health minister said occurred between August 18 and August 22, were reported yesterday. Since the start of August, 217 persons have died from the novel coronavirus. Nearly 41% of the country's 63,464 cases involve persons under the age of 50. Dr. Mindy Fitz-Henley, president of the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association, has yet again implored persons to continue to observe proper infection prevention control measures such as mask wearing, hand washing, and physical distancing to slow the spread of the virus. There is nothing that is going to protect the younger folks from catching COVID unless they get vaccinated. Vaccination sites have been widely available, and the vaccinations are in plentiful amount, and so we need them to come out and get vaccinated, Fitz-Henley said. She added, right now it is any and anybody. So whether you're a vegan or a vegetarian, old, young, big and fat, you can catch the virus. Last week, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, the island's chief medical officer, warned that Jamaica could record up to 200 deaths per week if the third wave of COVID-19 infections is not brought under control. 22 more COVID deaths, 463 new cases in Jamaica. Jamaica recorded 463 new COVID-19 cases and 22 deaths on Wednesday, bringing the infection total to 64,294 and the virus death toll to 1,453. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported that the new cases comprise 286 females and 177 males with ages ranging from 9 days to 97 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 80, St. Catherine, 63, St. Anne, 54, St. Elizabeth, 53, Manchester, 48, Westmoreland, 39, St. James, 36, Clarendon, 33, Hanover, 16, Trelawney, 13, Portland, 11, St. Mary, 10, and St. Thomas, 7. The latest deceased comprise a 66-year-old male, a 63-year-old female, and an 86-year-old female from St. James, whose deaths were previously under investigation, and an 87-year-old male from St. Catherine, whose death was previously under investigation. a 47-year-old female, a 71-year-old female, both from St. James, a 66-year-old male, a 76-year-old male, and a 57-year-old female, all from St. Catherine, a 64-year-old female, and a 55-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 65-year-old male, and a 72-year-old male from Hanover, a 71-year-old male from Westmoreland, a 78-year-old female, a 51-year-old female, a 76-year-old male, a 24-year-old male, and an 87-year-old female, all from St. Elizabeth, a 61-year-old male, and a 68-year-old male from St. Anne, a 63-year-old male from Clarendon. Jamaica has 14,528 active cases after 42 people recovered from the virus, bringing the total number of recoveries to 47,918. Currently, 705 people are hospitalized, 84 of which are severely ill, while 58 are critically ill and 186 are moderately ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.